What up, guys? It's been a while since I made another YouTube video, but that's because nothing's happened. Well, stuff's happened, but I haven't been there for all the good stuff that did happen, so I didn't get any good footy, as you might say. But today, I'm going to pick up a big part, a very big part. I'm going to pick up the Currie rear axle that I had basically totally rebuilt from the ground up. It was a good axle, had good guts and stuff like that, but it was used when I got it, so it needed to basically be totally rebuilt. So I'm going over to Evan Weller Racing to go pick it up. He put in some new gears, new spool, new axle bearings, seals, a new back brace. So I'm pretty pumped on that, and yeah, I'm gonna go pick that up. And then Sunday, which is today's Friday, so Sunday in 2 days, I'm going to go over to BTF and drop that off with some wheels and tires and some race seats, and we'll get a little bit more movement on the race truck. There's been stuff going on over at BTF, nothing huge, but a lot of just you know, gussets and some spare tire mock-up and stuff like that. So he needs all the tires and wheels, which I've been putting together because they're all sitting at the tire shop, and I haven't been able to run out because it's about an hour and a half drive over to the shop where the race truck is. So I'm getting everything today. Well, I'm getting some of the stuff today. I'm gonna mount up the wheels and tires tomorrow, and then Sunday run it all out there. Sit down. We're gonna get the race seat actually positioned where we want it, and get some tubes laid so we can tack it in and get some stuff mocked up, so that way I don't have to be there or anything for him to keep moving on. I don't want him to be held up by me. I don't want him to be held up by well, I just don't want him to be held up anyways. So anything I can do to help him get further along is key. So I'll get back with you when I get over to Evan Weller and maybe take a little video over there of the rear end and stuff. What's up, guys? I'm here at is this Evan Weller Racing, or is
this is this is a Honda pre-runner. Jeff Proctor owns this car. We prep all his stuff out of the shop here. That's his the Honda Ridgeline factory race truck. So it's got a factory Honda power plant, as you know, you Nissan guys probably don't like, but twin turbo 7200 truck. We just got done with the Baja 500. We took first but we were down like I think a half an hour at that point.
Yeah,
Kind of was a bummer. But yeah, so hopefully this year we'll finish first, and then after that we're gonna tear it completely down for the Baja 1000.
Yeah. So if you can, in a very short form, you want to explain the class a little bit, just you know, I mean, obviously a lot of the guys that are watching this, I've explained 7100. It's not 7200 by any stretch of the imagination. It's totally different. So 7200 is, as you can see, is
it's
out of this world different.
Yeah,
so.
This is it's a 6100 chassis, but it's been narrowed. It was built by La Fortune Race Cars, and it was designed by Craig Hall. But it's basically a 6100 chassis that's been narrowed to fit in the 7200 class. So it's an 85-inch track width, and then we run a spec motor being a V6. But they do allow turbos, so it's a twin turbo setup supplied by Honda HPD. So it's basically as stretched as we can get in the class,
right?
Legally. But it still passes, and we're competitive. There's a few other cars in the class that run turbo motors. There's a EcoBoost Ford, and there's a few other people.
Right.
It's turned into a fairly competitive class. Unfortunately, it's not as competitive as 6100, but it's what we got to do.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And so what 6-cylinder is that's got the turbos?
It's a 3.5 liter Honda crate motor.
Gotcha.
But it's basically what they use in the prototype cars or the Indy cars or older Indy cars. It's got a dry sump. It's tuned in Valencia, manufactured and tuned in Valencia. So they assemble it and do all the dynoing.
Way cool.
So yeah, factory support. They're always out here checking on it, make sure everything's good.
That's good to have them kind of in the back pocket as well, I'm sure.
Exactly. So we're getting it all back together. We had the front end we actually got finished putting this all back together today. So we're gonna have the shocks back next week. KDM Shock Technologies is going through the shocks right now. We run a Fox shock package. So we're going to get all that stuff back and hopefully go test within the next couple of weeks before the race.
Cool.
So.
Well, if I can make it out to Vegas Train, I'm gonna try and get at least to the first bit of it. Maybe watch it. So
yeah, no,
be rooting for you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Sweet.
It's my favorite race of the season. So
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in the States and it's long distance.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like I said before, Keith Smith will be running his truck. So
nice.
The STR, the nicest Ford Ranger ever built.
Yeah, that thing's beautiful.
Class 8. So he just
won
the
over and take a look at that.
Yeah,
he just won
he just won Class 8 mid 400.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he didn't have. We prepped it for the mid 400. He didn't have one mechanical issue. All he had was a broken drive shaft, which I guess he teed off on a rock.
Oh, really?
I think lap 2. But it's getting prepped right now. We just got out of the test. He had it out in the desert, just kind of timing out some parts before we tear it down, and just kind of going through it and making sure it's all ready to go.
Cool. Way cool. Yeah, this thing's pretty beast.
Yeah, it was originally built by SI, and Keith Smith had it built, I think, like 3 or 4 years ago, and he's raced it almost every year.
Nice.
Put a lot of time on it. It's
a
good truck. Never had really any issues. It's always a finishing truck. So
nice. Well, cool, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. No
Thanks.
problem.
We'll check in later. Always when you start a video. What's up, guys? Installing some bead locks for the race truck. As you can see, got a couple done. Bead locks not super fun to do on account of the fact that you have all these holes. Basically, it's pretty simple. Set the first bead on the tire, and then you set the second bead right up there. You put the ring on, and then you start putting in all the bolts all around. Use a little NSCs. Yeah, little NSCs, and you work your way around, crisscross patterns and stuff. It's not a super hard thing to do, but it's just time. So I gotta get these done so I can bring them over the truck, and yeah, we'll get it done. What's up, guys? Out at the race truck today. Brought the wheels and tires over, as you can see. One's sitting back there, doing some test fitting. We got the rear axle down here. And we're gonna try and see how that sets up. And yeah, then we'll put some race seats in there and get those things tacked in at where we want them to be. As you can see, we got the old dash sitting there. We may use some of that. Probably gonna use the old steering column. Yeah, doing some work. I'll update in a little bit. So we got the wheels on, testing to see how far up it'll go, where the tires hit and how much clearance we have. Perfect. I think we're still like left to right a little bit on the axle. No, maybe not. That's just how wide they are. That's pretty funny. So we might have to do a little bulge in the rear, do a little cutting. I think cutting's required. Yeah, we'll have to cut. Looks good though. Yeah, we still got, how many inches do you think we still have right there? 2 or 3 inches still? I think we're a little bit higher.
4 or 5.
4 or 5. So that's where we touch. We still have, we'll probably have like an inch.
For bump stop?
Bump stop fully compressed is still at least an inch, inch and a half, right?
You've got, yeah, we got at least 4 inches, I think, to go up.
Yeah. Cool. What's up, guys? We got Brandon marking where our seat's gonna go. Steering wheel, got the old dash in. At least the dash frame. It actually fits pretty good. And we got our team racing driver, Josh. What's up, Josh? You ready to race? Just mocking up the seat now, so we can start laying some bars for that. Keep going. Some more work being done. Putting in a couple crossbars just for seat mounting. Seats all mounted. Some of the stuff that he did from last time, a little bit better vid on that stuff real quick as the aircraft goes over. So we got a bunch of these bars in right here. And front center support bars. So it's getting more and more race trucky every time. Excuse me, bud, I'm gonna close these doors real quick. Can you come out here? Get a step back view. Looks like you can probably see pictures of this, but I kind of like, I don't know if you can see when we're talking about how it's done. This right now it's at full bump, but kind of dig this line. The rear tire goes up like that. So I might not put any of that stuff back on it. And then I'll show you what we're doing. Because we have 4 more inches before we're gonna be bumped. So what we're looking at doing is cutting this here down to there. And that's what we'll build our fiberglass off of. Or not sure exactly how we're gonna do it, but we still need to come up 4 inches or so before we start
Just make sure.
bottoming out or hitting full bump. So we'll probably follow that body line, like I said, right in here across that, and somehow we'll get around this, figure out how to redo that body line. It may come out a little bit more, or it may come out flat here, but for now we're going to cut up to that body line. See how that shakes out. Because as you can see, she's pretty wide. And that's a guesstimate on the front width, but that'll be close. So got some work to do, but and So that's where the rear tire is sitting. As far as this hatch is concerned, we're gonna undo the hatch, and basically we're gonna cut the hatch to where just the edges come down. As you can see, like this portion up here, we're gonna cut that hatch so it comes down, fills in these little gaps, and we'll just maybe rivet it in or something cool to where it looks cool. That's a job I could probably tackle. But all right, man. We'll get back to some